ever since we've all grown up here, all of us here, we've known Federer in tennis, and he's still the ambassador of being the champion and probably the best we've ever seen.
Yeah, well, any title is, will do if you win anything.
Money.
Exactly,
Nice,
but
nice
it's on the record as well.
And it's Dubai.
Again, lovely weather. But Roger Federer, like you said, we've grown up with him. What a class act. Not just a great tennis player, but I think off the court as well. It helps loads of people, and you can just tell by that in the sense that all the tennis players, sort of in that world, were all congratulating him after the win. I think that shows what type of character Roger Federer is when everybody else says congratulations to you. I mean, if Nick Kyrgios won it, no one would say that, would they?
We'll talk about him in a minute.
They wouldn't say congratulations to him, really, would they? But Roger Federer, a class act. But I think the more we talk about Roger Federer, the Serbian fans are probably going to disappear. Connor, we need to get a Switzerland.
Just say Djokovic will outdo him by the end of his career, and you'll be fine.
We'll put it in the speech book.
We'll get the rating back up.
Just fake news. But Conor, as I just mentioned about Federer, fantastic achievement. He had to beat Tsitsipas. We lost to in the past. But with Federer, you just don't know, do you? You just don't know. You think 1 minute he loses, you think, how long's he got left? The next he wins, you think, he's carrying on again, which I always feel.
Yep, and he'll carry on into the French Open like you've never said he will.
Yeah, I thought, I was surprised by that. Yes.
He's going to go on, and then he'll probably end up winning your gold, as you said. In
Olympic gold in Tokyo. I don't know, it's another year yet.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But yeah, as you said, only behind Jimmy Connors now, and I think by the end of his career, you would think he's going to win 10 titles between now and then.
You'd think so.
You would think so.
3 years ago, I wouldn't have said he'd win 20 more titles, though. I never would have thought that.
Yeah, but I don't think he'll ever get towards John McEnroe's overall career titles of like 150 something, isn't it?
Yeah, ridiculous.
156 total. I think it's actually quite an even split between singles and doubles. I think it's like 70-70 each, 75-75 each. So
everyone loves the influence of John McEnroe.
If Federer started playing doubles tennis all the way into his his late 60s, I think he'll get close.
Your favourite boyfriend, Stan Wawrinka, won the Davis Cup with Roger Federer and Olympic gold as doubles. So they might come back, form, and win things.
Well, Stan the man will have to carry him, won't he?
Obviously.
If he's in his 50s.
Can you imagine? At Wimbledon when they do the invitational doubles and that, where the older people from the sport come in. Can you imagine if Stan Wawrinka and Roger Federer are in a team together?
I'd love that.
As like the invitational doubles, that'd be like the best.
Or if they do the
match
mixed doubles, it'll be Belinda Bencic with Roger Federer, which everyone. Oh no, what am I saying? Martina Hingis. Oh, what a beaut. I love Martina Hingis, but she's now retired, sadly. But, oh well. Well done to Roger Federer. We'll move on to another tennis story because of Nick Kyrgios. Now, I was very surprised.
The man that has won the giant metal pear.
It's great, isn't it? It's great. And the sombrero. I'd want the sombrero more than the trophy.
I mean, just don't try and eat that trophy, even though it looks like a pear.
I mean, he might not have any teeth yet.
There are people that eat metal out there, so I would keep it away from them.
Bullets in the cartel. Yes, I mean...
that is Mexico as well.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Good plug-in. So the Mexican Open, Nick Kyrgios, I mean, what a way to do it. He had to beat Nadal on the way to this as well as being Alexander Zverev in the final on Saturday, which, Jack, it's funny because... Rafa Nadal, after that match, said he lacked respect for him, but he lacked respect the fact that he did an underarm serve. Obviously, wasn't happy about that. And then he said he's not a great influence for tennis. But yeah, Nick Kyrgios, we know him. We've said this in the past years ago. We said if he had some actual determination, or maybe just thought more about his tennis, Nick Kyrgios could be one of the greatest we'll see, because he's it's there, isn't it? The killer instinct is there, and I never said that about Murray, and I've seen it with Nick Kyrgios, and he beat Zverev in straight sets, who I think Zverev has a more promising future in tennis, but he showed it there, and he got ready by jet skiing before that final. He's just a party animal.
But that's the thing, isn't it? That everybody in the tennising world believes that Nick Kyrgios, if he put his mind to it, could be, one of the best. And Andy Murray said that in the past, that if Nick Kyrgios had the right attitude, because I think sometimes that's what it is. He just, even during a match, if he's winning, if something annoys him, if a fan like heckles him or something, or a ball boy doesn't give him the right ball he wants or whatever, he just sort of loses it a little bit. And I think that sometimes the crowd go to booing him, and then he'll just start doing silly things, and you just think most athletes just have a set mind. They go out there, they do the business, they win, they go off.
Yeah.
And that's the sort of thing. Whereas halfway through a match, he can just sort of lose himself. And I think Murray used to do that in his early career.
Yeah.
We remember that. He used to get angry and throw his racket.
I remember the 2008 US Open final where he cried because that was his first major that he lost to Federer and he got absolutely battered.
Yeah.
But I think they've got to look at the limelight thing. At the end of the day, I've learned from this, and surely he'll look at Saturday and think, "Wow, I'm not bad."
That's what he needs to. He needs to look at that and go, "I can do this if I, put my mind to it." We've seen what he could do, even when he's having an absolute stinker. He'll put in some amazing shots, and we can say, "Oh wow, that's the one we want to. That's the Nick Kyrgios we want to see every week." But we don't get that, and I think he needs to look at it and if he just believes, he could be one of the best out there.
It's funny as well because I don't know if you guys ever watched the Laver Cup last year, which is the rest of the world versus US. No, it's Europe versus the rest of the Europe versus USA. Ignore me. I get mixed up. There's so many. Even athletics.
Are you sure the USA aren't taking the universe on or something like that?
It might do.
USA versus the universe.
I remember. No, sorry. What am I saying? Europe versus the.
It is USA versus the universe. I knew it was right.
Because Kevin Anderson.
I don't watch it.
I forgot Kevin Anderson was in the rest of the world team against Europe. I'm so confused now. But they're doing one for athletics this year where it's the Europe versus USA. I don't know.
That was our athletics coverage, everyone.
Shush. But yeah, I remember watching that, and Kyrgios had that spirit where when his team was not playing, when he wasn't out there, he was there giving them the proper fist bump, like come on, you've got this, etc. So Conor, there's definitely there is passion there. He is good at tennis. He had this past of wanting to become a basketball player. He was in an NBA All-Stars game, I think, not a while back now, but. What do you think? He just needs to have that right discipline, as Jack just said?
I think, just the learning curve, really. I hope that, he takes this tournament, what happened in Mexico, and takes it away and learns from it and gathers his thoughts and approaches tournaments in the future in a better mindset. And you would hope for a young player like him, he's still in his early 20s, 23, that he's able to adapt and overcome these obstacles that have been put before him in life. And jet skiing before a final isn't exactly smart.
For him,
in the final itself, he said to the trainer that he was feeling ill, and I guess that's probably a result of having sea legs still from jet skiing constantly. But that's just my speculation. But the fact that he was feeling ill, and then the day before, he's doing jet skiing. You know what the media would do straight away is like, oh, Kyrgios pulls out a final because he too more concerned about jet skiing the day before than actually preparing himself for his potentially winning only his 5th career title. It's one of those stories where you think you look at it, this player's got so much potential, he's thrown it all away. You want someone in to come over and to put their hand over his shoulder and teach him the right path. And you talked about Nadal. I think it was in the last 16 tie that they played against each other in that tournament or a quarter final. We talked about how Nadal saw the potential in him, and that he needs to take more care of himself. It could be just a simple case of finding a more experienced player, bringing him into the training camp. Not exactly as a coach, but more as a mentor, and saying to Kyrgios, don't do this beforehand, and simple things like that. To us, it may seem basic, but for someone like him, with the pressure being on him, the world attention being brought towards him as well for being an up and rising player, might just need someone like that to come in and guide him when he needs to go moving forward.